many queries asking about the process and the provision for conducting annual general body meeting, special general body meeting, managing committee meeting, etc. in cooperative housing society. So I thought the best way to do is that to make a video on that. So in this video today, I am going to make video on annual general body meeting of a cooperative housing society. Please take note that this is a video on annual general body meeting of cooperative housing society. So we will be going through the provisions of bylaws and also the Maharashtra Cooperative Society Act. So let's begin with the process for conducting annual general body meeting. My name is Girish. I'm an advocate and solicitor. So I have a request before we begin to kindly subscribe my channel, and also if you like it, please give a thumbs up so that it will be an encouragement for me to make many such videos and various topics of the law. So now let's begin about the annual general body meeting. Annual general body meeting of a cooperative society is to be conducted within 6 months of end of the financial year. Under section 75 of the Maharashtra Cooperative Society Act, it has to be conducted. It is mandatory that it has to be conducted within 6 months from the end of financial year. So now what is financial year? Financial year is from April, 1st April to next year's March 31st. So within 6 months, the society has to conduct a annual general body meeting. This is a mandatory requirement under the Cooperative Society Act. You are aware that in a cooperative society, the general body is supreme. Managing committee is nothing but a trustee who are required to act as per the bylaws. They are the trustee of the properties of the society, and they are basically doing the function as they are required to be done under the Cooperative Society Act and the bylaws. So they are not an owner, they are just a trustee of the society. The ownership or general body is supreme when it comes to the society, cooperative society. Therefore, any issue relating to society has to be brought before general body, and managing committee cannot unilaterally take a decision. Now let's see what are the relevant provisions. Section 75 says that within 6 months from the end of financial year, annual general body meeting should be held. So let's see what is the procedure for holding annual general body meeting. First is the agenda of the meeting has to be decided. Who decides it? It is to be decided by the managing committee. The committee has to decide date, time, and place of every annual general body meeting and finalize it. They have to do it under bylaw number 97 of the Cooperative Housing Society. Here, when I am referring to a bylaw number 97, it's a bylaw number of a model cooperative, a model bylaw of a cooperative housing society. There are 2-3 bylaws which are model bylaws are floating around. So when you are taking any decision based on this provision, kindly check in your bylaws before you take a decision on this issue. Right. Now going further. So committee has to decide date, time, and place for every AGM and finalize the agenda for the AGM. And the notice for conveying the AGM has to be issued by the secretary of the society as per the bylaw number 161. and in his absence, the chairman can also issue. So now let's see first what is the agenda which has to be taken into, has to be there for the annual general body meeting. So let's see what is the agenda. Then we'll go for the notice which has to be issued by the secretary. So agenda which has to be included in the annual general body meeting is stated in the bylaw number 94. Number one will be the reading the minutes of all earlier AGM. If SGM is conducted, of SGM also has to be read, and note also the action taken thereof. Then annual report from the committee. The committee is supposed to submit the annual report of all activities in the preceding year of the cooperative society. Along with that, statement of account in the prescribed form, that is rule form number N, prescribed the rule number 62 of the rule of the society, showing all income and expenditure during the cooperative year and the balance sheet at the close of preceding cooperative year. Then there has to be then also general body has to consider audit report which is received from auditor appointed as per the provisions of section 75(2) of the cooperative year. Then the society has to receive the audit rectification report from the committee and also action taken thereof. Then annual budget. A committee has to make an annual budget and take a sanction for it from the general body. Then again, other is that audit, appointing an auditor for the society for doing audit for the next year. Unless auditor is appointed, the audit can be done. So auditor has to be appointed, and one auditor can be continuously appointed only for 3 terms, not more than that. So every 3 years at least an auditor will have to be changed. Basically, what committee should do it before calling for AGM, committee should take a consent from at least 3 auditors and then place it before the general body, so that general body will decide who the auditor will be. If general body fails to appoint the auditor, then the registrar can appoint an auditor. Then to receive from committee annual return of as stipulated under section 75 and 95 IB. Then any other matter specifically required to be decision or concurrence or sanction from the general body is also required to be taken. Suppose certain issues which are there, which committee want to place it before the annual general body, those also have to be placed before the general body in the annual during the annual general body meeting. Understand this. Annual general body meeting is a mandatory, means society has no option but to conduct an annual general body meeting. Society cannot say that we are not going to conduct annual general body meeting. If society fails to conduct annual general body meeting, there is a consequences. Then registrar also may call for annual general body meeting and may also recover the amount from the committee members who have failed to conduct annual general body meeting. Then further, also any important communication which society might have received from the registering authority, government, collector, or any other government officer, which committee is required to be put to the notice of the society, also has to be brought before the annual general body meeting. And if there is an election which is due of the society, that also date and time of conduct of the election has also to be declared by the committee. Then and one more this thing, that if with the permission of the chair, any other matter also can be discussed in the annual general body meeting, which is not in the agenda of the meeting. But it doesn't give a committee a open forum to bring anything before the general body which is not part of agenda. only those topics or those issues which can be brought before the general body without any notice of the agenda are of the things which have transpired between the 15 days. 15 days because when the notice for the general body is issued, there has to be 15 days notice. I am taking up that also. So only what has happened within those 15 days can be brought as with the permission of the chair. The chairman or the managing committee cannot hide the things and suddenly bring something as a new agenda. That will be illegal and improper. So it is not advisable to do that unless things which are transpired within the days from the issue of notice till the conduct of annual general body meeting, you can have it. And also those agendas which require special notice cannot be conducted with the permission of the chair. The process for that will have to be followed, which is required to be followed. Now we'll see how the notice has to be issued for the annual general body meeting. The notice for the annual general body meeting has to be given 14 clear days notice. That means what? 14 clear days. So notice when the date when notice is given, it will have to be technically excluded, and there will have to be 14 days thereafter for the conduct of the annual general body meeting. Now, how to give the notice? Notice has to begin. How to give the notice? The notice in respect of AGM or in a resolution or anything which the members are supposed to know has to be in the manner which is described in the bylaw under bylaw number 161. Repeating you, the bylaw which I am referring is of the model bylaw which I am referring to. Check your bylaws again. You will have 1 or 2 number down or up, but it will be around same number. Every decision, communication by the society has to be done. One is by hand delivery or dispatch through post office or by registered post with or without acknowledgement due or by the email. And also that notice or the resolution has to be displayed on the notice board of the society. Only then notice will be deemed to have been duly given or communication shall be deemed to have been made and complaint received or made in respect of those communication, and validity of the communication will not be then questioned. Basically, that all possible steps a society has to take to communicate all the notices, resolutions, or the decision which are taken. See, unless there is a proper communication to the member, decision will not be binding upon the member. So ensure that proper communication is done. You give a proper notice of the general body of the society. I mean to say to the member of the society in respect of any communication which is done. Now, then how much should be the quorum of the general body? The general body means it will be same applicable to also the special general body meeting also. Any meeting other than annual general body meeting is a special general body meeting. I understand this very clearly. There is only one annual general body meeting and all rest of the meetings are special general body meeting. So understand this, how much will be the quorum. Quorum for every annual general body meeting of the should be 2/3 of the total number of the members of the society or 20 members, whichever is less. The moment the quorum is there, you can start the meeting. If at the given time, if you have a less quorum, the bylaw number 100 deals with it. It will have to be adjourned for a particular period of time, maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes or 1 hour, whatever is stated in the notice of the meeting. It will have to be specific. So you will, while issuing it the notice itself, the secretary will have to ensure that if there are insufficient quorum, the meeting will be adjourned for 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, with whatever quorum is there, the annual general body meeting will have to be started. Understand this. They will have to conduct annual general body meeting, even if there is a less quorum than what is there as per the requirement of the bylaws. Or it can be also adjourned to subsequent date, but not earlier than 7 days and not later than 30 days. But again, you will have a technical problem if you are crossing the date of 30th September. So to avoid that, don't adjourn it. You will have to finish everything, conduct the meeting and close it. Finish also on before the 30th of September 2000 or 30th September of each year. And when meeting is adjourned, for suppose the meeting is adjourned for some reason and goes and adjourn on that date, then the same agenda will have to be continued. You can't have a different agenda for the new meeting. It's basically extension of earlier meeting. And if meeting is not completed, there could be a possibilities that meeting is not completed. In that case, it will have to be postponed again for another suitable date as may be decided by the members in the meeting. Understand this. The members in the meeting will decide the suitable date, not chairman, not secretary. But it should not be later than 30 days from the date of meeting. This is as per the bylaw number 101. Now question is, who will be the presiding over the meeting? Who will preside over the meeting? The chairman of the society has to preside over the general body meeting of the society, and in his absence or if present and is unwilling to preside, then member present may elect a person from them to preside over the meeting. Next, who can attend the meeting? That is very important aspect. We often, because we stay in a cooperative housing society, our in the sense members, father attends, wife attends, son attends. Technically, no one can attend except the member, or if is associate member also, if then he has given him right to attend. Otherwise, cannot. You cannot allow anyone else to attend the meeting of the any general body meeting. Member himself has to attend the general body meeting. His power of attorney cannot attend. But there is an exception to that. If member is a company registered under Companies Act, then the board of director can give an authority letter to any person to attend the meeting on behalf of company, because company itself cannot attend a meeting, so there has to be some person who is attending the meeting. Similarly, if the member is a partnership firm or some other legal entity, so they have to authorize someone to attend on their behalf. But if it's an individual member, then power of attorney holder cannot attend the general body meeting of the society. Then, so now going further, after discussion, a decision will have to be made, and while making the decision, it will have to be made by putting it to the vote. If we are calling for a voting, then it will have to be by way of majority, unless the agenda is such which requires maybe 2/3 majority. Otherwise, it will the majority wins the vote. That's how it's going to function. See, understand this, it's in a general body, and by majority, the decision will be made. And once decision is made, it cannot be reversed for next 6 months. Understand this. The decision cannot be reversed. So you can't say that technically I will again call the meeting and reverse the decision. No, it cannot be done. Then, after you conduct a meeting, an agenda is put forth, means proposed. There has to be proper proposal for the resolution, and then it will have to be also seconded by someone. Only then it will have to be technically put for voting. After voting, the resolution is passed or rejected, you will come to know. So that process which have to be followed, and to avoid any controversy, what is required is that you take a signature of proposer and seconder on those proposal which is put, so that tomorrow they should not turn around and say we didn't propose or this was never put for proposal, to avoid that. And another important thing which I think I forgot to tell you is that there has to be a video recording of the all general body meeting. There is a circular that also I will disclose it to you. Okay. Now meeting is complete. Now what next? Once meeting is over, thereafter the minutes of meeting has to be prepared and circulated to the members for their observation and comments. And this process has to be completed, not process. The circulation of the minutes of meeting of a general body has to be circulated within 3 months from the date of meeting. Basically, secretary or any member of the managing committee should make a proper minutes of what transpires in the meeting and then bring it before the managing committee. The managing committee should thereafter finalize the draft of minutes. Only after the draft of minute is finalized, it has to be circulated to the members. After that, 15 days notice should be given for communication to the for observation from the member of the society. And only thereafter, committee has to finalize the minutes of meeting. No secretary, no chairman. So there has to be a proper procedure to be adopted when a minutes of meeting is finalized. And then it has to be recorded in minutes book by the secretary and other person authorized. So basically, this is the brief manner in which the annual general body meeting has to be conducted. If you have any query, kindly get in touch with me on the email ID which I am sharing here with, and also the cell number which I have posted. Please, whenever you have a query, do write it in a proper manner, giving all particular, so that I will be able to guide you in a proper manner. So I hope you like my video, and I again request you to subscribe my channel, so that I can make many more such videos on different kind of topics. Thank you for listening me, and in next video I'm going to make video of special general body meeting, and this will be same thing. Many of the things will be repeated in that, but it is a separate video in altogether. Thank you. Bye bye. Jai Hind.